Rumpelstiltskin, the tale of the mysterious little man. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a poor miller who had a beautiful and kind-hearted daughter. The miller, eager to impress the king, foolishly boasted that his daughter had a magical ability to spin straw into gold. The greedy king, hearing this incredible claim, ordered that the girl be brought to the palace at once. The young girl was led to a large chamber filled with straw. The king handed her a spinning wheel and commanded, "By morning, if all this straw is not turned into gold, you shall be punished." With that, he locked the door and left her alone. The poor girl sat by the spinning wheel, tears streaming down her face. She had no idea how to spin straw into gold. Suddenly, as if by magic, a strange little man appeared before her. He had a long nose, twinkling eyes, and a mischievous grin. "Why do you weep, my dear?" he asked. The girl explained her plight, and the little man chuckled. "I can spin this straw into gold for you," he said, "but what will you give me in return?" Desperate to save herself, she offered him her necklace, and he agreed. The little man sat by the spinning wheel, and as he worked, the straw magically transformed into shimmering gold thread. By morning, the entire room gleamed with gold, and the king was astonished. Yet instead of rewarding her, the greedy king led her to an even larger room filled with more straw and demanded the same by dawn. Again, she sat in despair, and again the little man appeared. This time she offered him her ring, and once more he worked his magic. The straw turned into gold, and the king was more delighted, but not yet satisfied. On the third night, the king led her to an enormous chamber of straw, saying, "If you succeed again, you shall become my queen." But the girl had nothing left to offer the little man. "Then promise me," he said with a sly grin, "that you will give me your firstborn child when you become queen." Horrified but desperate, the girl reluctantly agreed. The little man spun the straw into gold, and by morning the king kept his word. He married her, and she became queen of the land. Time passed, and the young queen gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. She had long forgotten her promise to the strange little man, but one night, as she sat rocking her child, the little man appeared before her. "Now, my queen, a deal is a deal," he said with a wicked grin. "Give me the child as you promised." The queen was stricken with grief. She pleaded with him, offering him all the gold, jewels, and riches in the kingdom, but the little man refused. "A living being is worth more to me than all the treasures of the world," he declared. Seeing her distress, the little man gave her one last chance. "I will give you 3 days. If you can guess my name, you may keep your child." The queen's desperate search. That night, the queen sent messengers across the kingdom to collect every name they could find. On the first day, when the little man returned, she guessed, "Is your name Conrad, Tobias, Albrecht?" "No, no, no," he laughed and disappeared. On the second day, she tried stranger names, Balthazar, Ezekiel, Bartholomew. Again, the little man shook his head and danced away. On the third day, as hope faded, one of her messengers returned with a strange tale. "My queen," he said, "last night I came across a small cottage in the forest. Outside, a peculiar little man was dancing around a fire, singing, 'Tonight, tonight, my plans I make. Tomorrow, tomorrow, the baby I take. The queen will never win the game. For Rumpelstiltskin is my name.'" The queen's eyes widened with excitement. When the little man appeared that evening, she pretended to think hard. Then she smiled and said, "Is your name Rumpelstiltskin?" The little man's face twisted in fury. "Who told you?" he shrieked. He stamped his foot so hard that he sank into the ground. Then, in a flash of rage, he vanished forever, never to be seen again. The queen sighed in relief and held her child close. She had outwitted the little man and was now free from his grasp. From that day on, she ruled wisely, never forgetting the power of intelligence and perseverance. Moral of the story: lies and greed can lead to trouble, but wisdom, cleverness, and determination can overcome even the trickiest challenges.